just tell us some of his policies? We have a war on Ukraine, we've got terrorism here, we've got so many issues happening, we've got inflation, we've got lots of issues going on, the weakening pound, there's just so much. Can you just share some of his policies with us?
Oh, well, I'm not privy to them, but I can put a few pieces together. And many of these, I think, may change. Because remember, the policies that were announced a few weeks ago, it was a different political scenario. And Rishi was a different political candidate. What's happened now is that with Liz's period in office, the climate has changed completely. And he actually has a lot more authority than he would have had he ascended to the position of leadership in place of Liz. So that gives him the capacity to make decisions with authority, because the party will be bound with a sense of unity and the need to come together. He could take decisions which perhaps weren't even policy statements in the past. You know, for the benefit of the world, one thing has to happen, and that is that this Ukraine problem has to be resolved.
Yes.
Right? Whoever sort of instigated it, and, you know, we've all seen how NATO broke its promises and its treaty promises not to move towards the east and to keep the Ukraine as a buffer state. We've seen how that was precipitated by breaches on the side of the Western nations. And so really, this war has to stop. It's not helping anybody, and all it is leading towards a runaway train leading towards chaos and poverty. Maybe this will be an opportunity for him to reach out to the honest broker who refused to take sides. Remember, Prime Minister Modi said, no, we will not take sides.
That's right.
He rejected Liz's demands and requests and said, no, your enemies are your enemies of your choosing. They don't necessarily have to be our enemies.
Yes.
And I remember at the time, Jaishankar saying, you know, the only solution will come through negotiation. And we have to have somebody who is willing to be the party, the mediator, who will moderate and make this happen. So maybe there is a possibility of even resolving this Ukraine issue in a manner which is perhaps different to the way in which the Ukraine policy has been sculpted to date. There is a sense, isn't there, that the American administration has fallen prey to the hawks, the warmongers and the military machine in the Americas. And to some degree, remember that finance and armament sales are also one of the biggest revenue earners for this country. And perhaps the warmongers and the hawks in this country also need to be reined in a little bit. If that's the case, then here's a great opportunity to do it. And all of this is necessary for a 21st century democracy. All of these changes need to be put into place. So I think he'll do that. One of the other things he mentioned quite clearly was that Islamist terrorism had to be dealt with head on. And there were other people who've also made that statement, that in the past, perhaps the PREVENT program, rather than it focusing on the areas where it was obviously needed, it got distracted and sort of sidelined. Maybe he will press forward for that to be brought into line as well. So hopefully we will see genuine engagement with that. I'm really hopeful also that, being a family man, he will have seen the IICSA report, which came out only a week or two ago, Professor Alexis Jay's report on the abuse of children and vulnerable adults up and down the country, which has been going on for such a long period of time and has never been pushed forward. And so there's an opportunity for him to come in and make a dramatic change without too much political fallout there as well. So lots and lots of opportunities for him to do some very good work for the British people. And I think he's got the mandate to make it happen. Do you want me to make a prediction?
Go for it.
So I've been meditating on this issue, and I'm confident that the Labour Party are in a great deal of turmoil at his appearance on the scene now. There are a number of things that they were banking on. Personally, I think, despite everyone's expectations, I think he will preserve the Red Wall. A lot of people are saying he will lose the Red Wall, and I don't think so, because if there's one thing that people across the Red Wall appreciate, it's straight talking.
Yes.
And remember, everything in the run-up to the elections, he was saying this will happen, that will happen. If we get this wrong, mortgage rates will go up, interest rates will go up, inflation will go up. And all of that has happened exactly as he has predicted. And it's not very common that you see a politician make predictions which actually manifest and become real in such a short space of time. So I think the Red War will appreciate that.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.